It's update time, vinyl update time on Sunday, September 6, 2015. I have another entry for the records no one owns, but Friday I received a package from Vijai Prabhubadas, who I had just mentioned in a video recently. I did actually know that he was planning to send me some music, and it arrived Friday. Vijay, I hope I'm saying your name right. Thank you so much. He was very kind and sent me several albums, and also in this bag from Ernie's Bees Reggae, and also a coaster, Capitan Plot. I appreciate stuff like that. Cheers. Connie Roop, I mentioned him recently because he posts a lot on Facebook in a couple of music groups, shoegaze in particular, and the man seems to be an expert or obsessive perhaps on shoegaze, dream pop type of music. He's always showing things I've never seen, and I love that genre. So he shared with me that a couple things he had bought recently came damaged, so he ordered new copies of them and offered to send the damaged ones to me. Sure, I gladly accept. I'll get to hear some new music. But he sent several things besides the one thing he had mentioned that had been damaged. So let me show you what he sent me. Vijay, I can't thank you enough. He sent me brand new, and this is completely undamaged. He just sent it to me. The new His Name Is Alive. I think you say Teku Kiz Tekato. And this is, as described in the notes, it's a modern rock opera. That's the idea behind it. This sounds like it could have been recorded in the 70s. And I mean that in a real complimentary way. This, His Name Is Alive has always been an interesting band that has played with its sound and where it's coming from over the years, never really repeating itself. And so here, they've worked hard to recreate. It sounds like it could have been on Vertigo Records with great guitar solos, mellotron, grand dramatic changes in chord structures. I love this already. His Name Is Alive. Played this a couple times already. Thank you so much, Vijay. He sent me several things. I'll just, as they come up, I'll show them. They're not in any order. I already knew about this band and had a single by them, Vetiver, with Devendra Banhart. Probably a modern acid folk, is maybe that's what they're calling it. There's an acoustic aspect to the way the music is created, which I think is why people use the word folk. I just think it's really good. I like this a lot, and I haven't paid a lot of attention to the words. I just like the way it feels, and it has a good feeling to it. I see that the drummer from My Bloody Valentine is on here, as well as Joanna Newsom and Hope Sandoval. Vetiver. I like this quite a bit. Steve Kilby from The Church, Unearthed. I thought for a minute that I really wouldn't be interested in this album. I like The Church, but I don't listen to them much. But I had actually never heard this solo album by Steve Kilby. And I dropped the needle on this, and it played all the way through first sight because it's a bunch of great songs with that great sound. The Church, you know what I'm talking about. Great sound. I like his voice, too. Just want to show you this stuff so I can, again, acknowledge that I received it. It was a very interesting and varied package. Here was a nice surprise in it. Fate's Warning, a metal band from the 80s. And this, I really like this. The vocals are a distraction, but the music is great. Perfect Symmetry. This is great progressive rock music. It's got those whining vocals, which seemed to be a prerequisite for metal bands at the time. I really don't know why. The music is great, and if you erase the vocals, it'd be like a master progressive rock album. This is really good. Fate's Warning. Years ago when I was a DJ on radio, cable radio, I misspoke on a video a long time ago where I thought I had interviewed Merciful Fate, but it wasn't. It was Fate's Warning. I interviewed this band on the phone one time. Not King Diamond. I misspoke. Here's a new one that Vijai sent me, which was a complete surprise, and thank you so much. I didn't know if I would be able to get a copy of this. A Belgian band that I love, that I used to cover in the band Digital Sex, called The Names, reformed recently and put out a brand new album, and Vijay sent it to me. The Names, Stranger Than You. Belgian band. Love this band. Post-punk, melodic, kind of melancholy, maybe even pre-shoegaze. Thank you so much, Vijay. Double album. On the Factory Benelux label, just like back in the day. This is really good stuff. If it sounds interesting to you at all, look it up. Everything can be found online now. Anything you want to hear, all you got to do is do a search, and you can hear anything. The Names. Thank you so much, Vijay. I have other records. I didn't pull them to shred, but I have several of their records in the collection for years. That was wonderful. I got a Wolfgang Press album from him. Now, Wolfgang Press is one of those 4AD bands that has aged. Their sound has aged. Now, I love the graphics, and I love 4AD, so still actively collecting 4AD records, especially from the first run. Yeah. So this is a great addition to the 4AD collection. I listened to most of it, and like I say, much of this album is not aged too well. The Legendary Wolfgang Press and Other Tall Stories. You know, aspects of the 80s production that they overused like a drum machine just really take away. But that's a great graphic. Love that cover. This is one of the records that he was telling me that he had ordered new, and it came damaged, as you can see at the top there. They didn't take the albums out. So I'd never heard this band, but now I have it. Gifts from Enola, A Healthy Fear. This is a guitar angular kind of sound, young angular sound on blue vinyl. Very nice, 180 gram. I'll have to play this again. I gave it a cursory listen. Sounded young, angry, angular, interesting. Gifts from Enola. So this was something new for me completely. The album came out in 2012, but I had never heard of the band. You know, folks leave me comments all the time saying, have you heard of, have you heard of, have you heard of? Most of the time it's like, yes, especially people like, someone just asked me, have I heard of Sun Ra? Well, of course. I've made over 1,000 videos, so of course I can't expect you to have watched them, but I've shown a bunch of Sun Ra records over the years. This is a great album that Vijay sent me. Didn't know anything about this band. Motorama. Alps. Shoegaze Dream Pop. The cover is very appropriate with the picture of the kids. There's a naivety about, I think that's the right word. There's a youthful edge of naivety to the sound of this album and the guy's voice. Didn't catch what he's singing about, but it catches me like when I first heard Joy Division, that kind of feeling in the voice, but also the music. Once again, a very nice new addition to the collection that I knew nothing about. And this is recent, 2013. Motorama, Alps. Really like this a lot. Knew about this. The band Christmas. There's been two bands named Christmas. A 70s prog band and then this band out of the 80s on the IRS label. Ultra Prophets of the Psychic Revolution. It's a pop sound. It's good. This is good. Of the records that he sent me, and I'm almost done, this is the least interesting so far, but I only listened to a little bit. Suck Speed Slow Motion, some sort of melodic metal here. I just popped it on and I let it play for about a minute and a half and nothing happened. So I have to come back to it. But within the first minute, it's like nothing happened to catch my interest. So the least interesting. And he did send me one record I already have, so this will be passed on. Western Vacation. I have this because members of Frank Zappa, people who played in Frank Zappa's band, are involved here. Tommy Mars and Stuart Ham. I believe that Steve Vai is involved here. Bob Harris. Haven't played this in a while, but it's a keeper. It's one that I have in the collection already, so this will go to a deserving owner. Vijay, I'm going to keep it right at this time. I greatly appreciate the music that people send me. And this latest batch from you, Vijay, amazing, just amazing. Thank you so much for everything. I'll be back soon with another record no one owns, possibly soon.